Satsankalpa.
Namaskar, good afternoon, and heartiest welcome to all of you, dear ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is your MC Murali Krishna Swaminathan from Sunnyvale in Bay Area, California. At the outset, I'm extremely happy and equally excited to be back once again in front of you for the third consecutive year and celebrate together the much-awaited Thanksgiving and award recognition celebrations part of the Bharatheeyatha program itself. And I shall tell you why we deem it that way in just momentarily. Each year at our annual Bharatheeyatha celebrations, Satsankalpa Foundation takes immense joy towards honoring distinguished personalities who have tirelessly contributed extensively to our communities at large, especially in preserving the arts and culture, as well as by highlighting such of those who are setting exemplary role models and benchmark standards towards leading and practicing Sanatana Dharma in both private as well as public lives. Shall we have the Puraskar introduction AV video, please?
Sivananda Smriti Puraskar.
Let's give a big round of applause to salute and remember our past eminent Smriti Puraskar awardees that you might have just seen in the previous video as we showed you the celebrations of last year. As we embark on this year's award ceremony to our esteemed awardees and commence celebrating the lives and notable contributions and begin to do the honors as well. To start with, let us welcome one of the three awardees who shall be bestowed with the prestigious Guru Sivananda Murthy Garu Smriti Puraskar Award at Bharatheeyatha 2025 event being held today. Dr. Subbarao Bolepalli Garu is a prominent psychiatrist in the state of Connecticut and a retired colonel from the United States Army Reserve. He is a trailblazer who established the Sri Satyanarayana Swami Temple as a key hub for Sanatana Dharma within the Indian diaspora and also serves as the chairman at the temple. Let us watch with rapt attention the AV clip of Dr. Subbarao Bolepalli Garu. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. Please sit back and let's watch the AV.
A compassionate healer, a tireless servant of the community, and a lifelong student of Dharma, Dr. Subbarao Bolepalli has spent decades giving, guiding, and uplifting others without ever seeking the spotlight. His story is one of quiet impact and deep purpose. A philanthropist at heart, Dr. Subbarao's impact is seen not only in hospitals and lecture halls, but in the lives uplifted by his generosity. He has helped build schools, supported educational scholarships, and remained deeply connected to his ancestral village. Through his work with the Lions Club, the Connecticut Food Bank, and numerous cultural foundations, he has quietly empowered communities. He's the founding member and chair of the Board of Trustees of the Connecticut Valley Hindu Temple Society, a sanctuary for cultural unity and spiritual growth. Under his leadership, the temple has become a vibrant center for service and celebration rooted in the principles of Sanatana Dharma.
And has been a great inspiration to me as well as to our entire team and to the community in Connecticut particularly on what you need to do as part of Seva. There's only one thing, Seva, Seva, Seva.
Born in Eluru Varipalam, Prakasam district in Andhra Pradesh, Dr. Subbarao was raised in a home grounded in discipline, learning, and dharma. From long walks to school in his early years, to graduating with honors from Loyola College and completing his MBBS at Osmania University, his journey is one of determination and purpose.
Because of his affection, love for his parents and relatives and friends in his native village in India, and Subbarao and his wife, Lakshmi, they built a temple, they built a school, and also established a number of scholarships to the students in the village.
In 1974, he married Srimati Lakshmi, his life partner in every sense, from cultural service to raising a family of remarkable children. Dr. Sureka, a pediatrician and researcher, Sumant, an attorney in New York, and Sujit, who lives in Connecticut.
He's been a great role model throughout our whole life. I'm very fortunate as his son to have him a part of my life all these years. He instilled in us the idea of working hard, that our efforts are more important than our outcomes. And most importantly, he really instilled a sense of community in me, whether that was cultural or social or more activist oriented. Even to this day, I value the importance of a community, thanks to my mom and dad's efforts and contributions in the community that they built for us since we were kids growing up in Connecticut.
Their legacy extends through their grandchildren, Gayatri, Bodhi, Maya Kamala, and 2 grandsons, each carrying forward the family's values. At 25, Dr. Subbarao moved to the United States and completed his psychiatric residency at the University of Connecticut. Today, he serves as principal psychiatrist at the Connecticut Valley Hospital and as assistant clinical professor at UConn, mentoring the next generation of physicians and leaders.
How you try to unify even the people in Connecticut in general.
His spiritual journey, inspired by his father and guided by the teachings of Sri Jandyala Papaya Shastri, continues through the vibrant book club, studying the Gita, Bhagavatam, and Ramayana. With warmth and clarity, he brings these ancient texts to life for modern seekers.
He is very knowledgeable about our Hindu religion and history. He is very familiar with about Vedas, Upanishads, and mastered our epics Ramayana and Mahabharata and others. In fact, every month in the monthly community sessions, he is a presenter, he is a teacher of main topics from Mahabharata and Ramayana to our Telugu community for the last 10 years.
Recognized for his leadership, he has served as president of the Hartford County Medical Association and received multiple honors for lifetime achievement and service. Yet, beyond the clinic and classroom, he answered a deeper call to serve his adopted nation in uniform.
Over the years, we have witnessed your dedicated service to the U.S. Army Reserves and also your leadership roles in various organizations such as TACT, the Telugu Association of Connecticut, and CVHTS, the Connecticut Valley Hindu Temple Society. The initiatives you championed have played a pivotal role in strengthening our cultural ties, enriched our community, and have upheld the spirit of Sanatana Dharma.
As a military psychiatrist, Dr. Subbarao completed 5 tours in Operation Iraqi Freedom. Retiring with the rank of colonel and honored with the Army Achievement Medal, his service reflects courage, resilience, and dedication.
My big congratulations, and wanted to say thank you for always being so welcoming and always listening. I am sure you provided that to a lot of the folks in the community at large. I'm so proud of you, and thank you for all that you do. And as a grandparent and always sharing the love, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations, Uncle, on your Lifetime Achievement Award.
Garu, Aruna and I are delighted to congratulate you on your selection as the recipient of the Sivananda Smriti Puraskara 2025 by the Satsankalpa Foundation.
Congratulations, Tatha.
Thank you, Tatha, for supporting me in every way possible, and congratulations on getting your award.
My Tatha is very nice and he's kind and he cares about people a lot.
Congratulations, Tatha. You've been a very good role model in my life, and you're a very kind and helpful man. And I just want to say that you really earned this award, and you had a great achievement. So congratulations. I love Tatha.
So I take this opportunity to congratulate him for receiving a Sivananda Smriti Puraskara for 2025, and I congratulate Satsankalpa Foundation as well, and best wishes for their future endeavors as well.
Rooted in Dharma, guided by service, and committed to healing, Dr. Subbarao Bolepalli exemplifies the best of both East and West, an unassuming yet towering figure of compassion and purpose. In recognition of his extraordinary journey, Satsankalpa Foundation is proud to honor Dr. Subbarao Bolepalli with the 2025 Sivananda Smriti Puraskar.
On behalf of Satsankalpa Foundation, ladies and gentlemen, I now welcome Dr. Srimati and Srimati Subbarao Garu, both of them, along with our distinguished chief guest who's gathered here today, Shri Piyush Singh, Consul, Press Information and Culture, Consulate General of India, New York, onto this stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please give them a good round of applause. Mangala Vadyam accompanying the dignitaries. May I request our beloved Guruji, Shri Sridhar Talapaka Garu and Srimati Padma Talapaka Garu to join the dignitaries on the stage for helping in getting the felicitations underway. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I shall also invite my colleague, Dr. Gaganji, who will be your MC to begin with and conduct the proceedings for the Guru Smriti Award being bestowed upon Dr. Subbarao Bolepalli Garu, and thereafter help conduct and conclude the felicitations program for esteemed Dr. Subbarao Bolepalli Garu. Warm welcome. I also want to acknowledge the august presence of Lok Satta MP, Shri Jay Prakash Narayan Garu, who's in our midst today with the audience, and it's a wonderful feeling to have you here, sir. Thank you for being with us. Please give a big round of applause. And this is the most auspicious moment for our annual event.
Namaskar. I'm Dr. Gagan Singh. Like our first awardee, I'm a psychiatrist, but our similarities end there. Even though I've got a lot of gray hair, I'm hoping to grow up to be a bit like you, sir. So look forward to that. I'm really humbled to introduce such a distinguished fellow psychiatrist. So a little bit about him. Guided by the principles of Sanatana Dharma and a spiritual service, Dr. Subbarao Bolepalli's extraordinary life journey from medicine to military to religious leadership to cultural upliftment has inspired generations, leaving a legacy of purpose, compassion, and transformative impact across the world. A highly respected physician, scholar, and community leader, Dr. Subbarao has dedicated his life to healing, learning, and service. With deep cultural roots and a tireless spirit, his contributions to medicine, public service, and cultural preservation have impacted countless lives in both the United States and in India. Born in Eluvalipalam, Prakasam district in Andhra Pradesh, India, shaped by the moral foundations of his family, Dr. Subbarao pursued excellence early in life. After earning his medical degree from Osmania University, he migrated to the United States at the age of 25 and completed his psychiatry residency at the University of Connecticut. Over the next 5 decades, he served as the principal psychiatrist at the Connecticut Valley Hospital and an assistant clinical professor of psychiatry at UConn, becoming a pillar of clinical excellence and mentorship. As a distinguished military serviceman, a retired colonel from the United States Army Reserve, he completed 5 deployments. Dr. Subbarao remains active in leadership positions, including his ongoing role at the American Medical Association's House of Delegates. His work's been recognized through several prestigious honors: the 2008 Community Service Award from the Connecticut Association of Physicians of Indian Origin, the 2010 Army Achievement Medal, the 2014 Lifetime Achievement Award in Medicine from the Global Organization of Persons of Indian Origin, and the 2022 Timothy Cartier Lifetime Achievement Award. Dr. Subbarao's cultural leadership is equally remarkable. As the chair of the Board of Trustees of the Connecticut Valley Hindu Temple Society, he's been pivotal in creating a religious and cultural center for the Indian American community. I had a chance to visit the temple the other day, and the service and the bhakti that's been involved in forming that is very visible there. His study and teaching of Ramayana, Mahabharata, Vedas, and Upanishads in Sanskrit reflect his deep commitment to dharma and to passing on his wisdom to the next generation. His philanthropic endeavors further echo his ideals. Together with his wife, Srimati Lakshmi Bolepalli, he's built a temple, established a school, created scholarship programs for underprivileged children in his native village. These initiatives continue to transform lives with education, devotion, and opportunity. The Sivanand Smriti Puraskar is conferred upon individuals who have rendered exceptional service in preserving and promoting the eternal spirit of Sanatana Dharma, both in public life and personal practice. In recognition of his profound legacy, the Satsankalpa Foundation is deeply honored to confer upon Dr. Subbarao Bolepalli the Sivanand Smriti Puraskar for the year 2025, a tribute to his luminous path, a true inspiration for generations to come. Please join me in giving him a round of applause. I now respectfully invite Guru Garu and Padma Amma and Shri Piyush Ji to kindly felicitate Dr. Subbarao Bolepalli Garu. Congratulations so much, Dr. Subbarao. Please continue to applaud him. What an honor. Dr. Subbarao, I please invite you now to share your words of wisdom with us. We look forward to hearing more from you.
Namaste, all of you. This is possible only by the grace of God. We all come from different areas, different professions, and different ideas, but we gather together according to the destiny, the law of destiny. We may think that we have free will, but it only works very little. And to be able to come here and be honored, Bhagavat Krupa. I have no words of wisdom because I'm still working on it. In the sense that we learn from each other and from everybody. And in fact, Sri Dattatreya in Bhagavatam says he has more than 24 teachers. And I believe, for me, each and every person that I meet and I talk is a teacher to me. I continue to learn from my students. In fact, I was just talking to a medical student, a precept. And our ancient religion and our samskara, all the wisdom and the Sanatana Dharma teaches us that what is beyond Vedas, what is beyond Upanishads, that is the greatness about Samskriti, because in this infinite Brahman, there is no limit for learning. And in fact, that gives me the strength and the aspiration, the desire to keep on going until God gives me the exit or the expiry date. I want to thank Satsankalpa Foundation organizers, Sri Sridhar Thalapaka Garu and his wife, Srimati Padma Garu, and also Dr. Madhuri Dash Garu, who have been for several weeks and months kind of working and with our friends and to be able to create that video. And also the volunteers that are kind of part of their team, helping this move forward and spread the word according to the aspirations and wishes of Sri Sivananda Murthy Garu. As a Guruji, he has contributed his life and his positions and everything for the development of and the spread of Sanatana Dharma and the Bharatheeyatha. So a couple of words about Sanatana Dharma. One is that to be able to have the respect for others, including your self-respect, without arrogance, is very fundamental. By the way, I'm not an expert on any of these things. Only what I read, I'm able to kind of speak. So please pardon me if I make any mistakes. Before the Manusmriti was codified, let us say, a millennium before current era, that is BCE. So we followed Vedas and all the great wise people, Sadachara, what they have taught us, the traditions. But when Manusmriti was codified, actually they put some rules to understand what Sanatana Dharma is. And in fact, those principles have been spread across in many ways. When all these rishis, learned people, seers, kind of started developing, not only giving us the knowledge, and also the tools we have yet to master or learn. In that, ahimsa, satyam, asteyam, saucham, indriya nigraha, etam, samasikam, dharma. For the humanity, all these 5 principles were coded in the 10th chapter and I think 63rd sloka in Manusmriti. Manusmriti has its own shortcomings in getting accepted by a lot of people. But at the same time, that Manusmriti was also used by British for our jurisprudence, as we all know. And sometimes it caused some issues, because what I didn't say was Chaturvarnye Manuhuhu. So for the humanity, and in terms of Chaturvarnya was understood, misunderstood, but we could do without it. So ahimsa is very fundamental, and in fact, Gandhiji was very eloquent, and also he was very scientific, and how he used non-violent methods to try to bring freedom to Bharat. He may not have been fully successful, but probably the most successful person in the world in using nonviolence. So you don't want to harm any living being. It's not just people, any living being, because this whole Vishwam is built on that. Om Panchikruta Panchamahabhutani Tatkaryam cha Sarvam Virat iti Uchyate. This is in the Panchikaranam. Sri Shankaracharya laid this out very clearly, and from there flows the Vedic model of creation. Virat itself is not the whole of creation either. So they have propounded very deep, and then Sri Sureshwaracharya, his disciple, also known as Mandana Mishra, wrote Vartikam on it and expounded in a major way. And I recommend all of us to read it, because we're also talking about the science, the modern science, and the Vedic science. Even though they have some similarities, there is also a lot more differences, because the modern science works on limited observations, mostly controlled experiments. But our rishis have done this using their own bodies and themselves as labs, experimental labs. So they experienced, and all the wisdom they imparted to us, it is from their experience. It is not just some controlled experiment, some corner office, or some lab. So that is part of our Sanatana Dharma. To be able to do things in an observational model, existential, self-experience, self-realization, and this infinite consciousness, which is actually almost a daily subject in journals. And they are beginning to realize what we have had for more than 5,000 years, let us say. So then next come Satyam, truthfulness, because these are all our guiding principles. Truth, like they say in Telugu, or Nijamu nippu lantidi. Truth is like fire. It has its own expression. You don't need anybody to reveal the truth. That is also, we have to be able to experience that. And the truth gives you the trust of the society and a big guiding principle. Then Asteyam. We have Purusharthas. That is karma, dharma, artha, kama, moksha. In the Asteyam, that is non-stealing, in a right way, ethical way, making wealth. Nobody says you should not make wealth, but do it the right way. Take care of the people who help you, the team that works with you to help it, and sometimes the whole world. And I think this is very relevant in the present times also. Sometimes any one person or any one country thinks that they can live without anybody. I mean, we are such an interconnected world, and we help each other out. And that principle is also fundamental. Then Saucham, Manasa Vacha Karmana. Through your thoughts, speech, and deeds, you have to be able to internally and outwards, not only just washing your hands and body or feet. is not the only cleanliness we need. We need that internal, like I said. So then Indriya Nigraha. And I think we have so many tools to address these issues, because impulsively or compulsively, or in many ways we take actions, we say things. And I think that is where we need that self-discipline and control. Respect. So in this, from Prarthana Satpathy, I want to take one sloka. That is, Avinayam Apanaya Vishnu Damaya Manasamaya I'm sorry, I think my old age getting to me. Just one word I'm kind of, I'm trying to remember. That is nothing but Vishaya. I'm sorry. Vishaya Mrugatrashnam. So Avinaya Avinayam Apanaya Vishnu Damaya Manasamaya Vishaya Mrugatrashnam Bhutadayam Vistaraya Taraya Samsara Sagarataha. So, O God, Vishnu, please eliminate the arrogance and the vanity, and also extinguish the mirages of my desires. So that is where our Indriya Nigraha, discipline are very, very important. And this is across the board, not only for children, for adults, how we respect each other. So in our Sanatana Dharma, these are fundamentals, and I think these have been rooted in all the tools that, including Patanjali Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Yamas and Niyamas, and everything else. Then, in terms of Bharatheeyatha, I just want to mention few things. Vidya dadate vinayam. Vidya vinayam samskaram. We talk about it. In fact, when we were children, we need that. And our samskaras, and also sometimes we may not mind what the pujas are. Puja, you collect things and you do in certain way. And also you take the prasadam and then you understand the phalastuti. So there is a process. There is a discipline that is very much incorporated into our samskruti. And I think being in this country for the last almost 48, 49 years, what I learned is, oh my God, how much richness we have And I am discovering that from here because I was able to contrast. Even though I was not a really religious person until I came here, I believed in God, and I always pray Lord Shiva in my mind. I may not go to the temple on a regular basis. Lord Shiva and Parvati, they are my Ishtadevatas. But also, I don't see any difference in any Vaishnava or Shaiva, but whatever you like. In that richness of our Samskruti, religious fundamentals, and as I started learning more and more, or reading more and trying to learn more and more, it is just insatiable thirst. That is the greatness about our Vedas, Upanishads particularly. And a little bit about, I don't know how much time I have now, little bit about our Sri Satyanarayana Swami temple in Middletown. Initially, this is all Bhagavad Krupa. I never intended to become involved in a temple in this fashion, but I think it is God's calling, and I'm so grateful. And my wife Lakshmi, even though I maintain these irregular schedules, she puts up with me sometimes. Why always temple? It is not only for myself. A lot of times, we have a temple in the home, but I think the temple has to be here. It is not constructing buildings only, but that is very important, a gathering place. In 1979, Connecticut Valley Hindu Temple Society was formed. I was a young man in my late 20s, I would say, and seniors kind of invited me. Okay, sure, thanks. So, we have a place called a temple on the outside, which we can make it in your heart, mind. And we have Hindu Sunday school. In fact, my goal, and I think the team that I work with, our goal is, how do we carry this for the next 50 years or longer? A continuous stream. And I think there is so much to be done. This is just the beginning, because we have so much to offer. We have about 150 children, and it is growing, thank God. And I think that they are the torch bearers for the future to spread this. And at this time, I want to say about this Taittiriya Upanishad. In fact, Shanti Sloka was already mentioned earlier. The teacher and student relationship, it was established as almost like an equal relationship, how one depends on the other. It is like two hands when they wash, both clean, the purity of mind. So in that, the sahana bhavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karvavahai, tejasvina vidhitamastu, ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. That is very fundamental. And in the Taittiriya Upanishad, Shikshavali, Brahmanandavali, and Bhruguvali, these are all so much knowledge. I want to pay my gratitude to Dr. T. Seshan Garu, Thiruvengada Seshan Garu, who used to be here and introduced me to Sanskrit and helped us, at least, even though I haven't progressed much since he left and went to California. So, Gurubhyo Namaha. So, it has to start at home. I would urge all the parents to learn our language, Sanskritam. It is well done language. And propagate to your children, not only your local languages, Matrubhasha, but also Sanskrit is great. It can open doors. Thank you.
Wow, it's such words of wisdom that make me come down from Arizona and bring my family from the UK for this. Thank you so much. Please join me in giving a big round of applause again to Dr. Subbarao, and now I'll hand it back to Dr. Murali Garu to take things on. You're a doctor of music.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, all the dignitaries on the stage. I'd now request you to please take back your seats so that we will get underway with the next AV presentation for the second awardee. Congratulations once again to Guru Smruti Puraskar Awardee 2025 of Bharatheeyatha, Dr. Subbarao Bolipalli Garu. Thank you for your wonderful addressing to the gathering. So calling upon our next awardee will be the noble and illustrious scholar in the Department of Asian and American Studies at Stony Brook University, Professor Sthaneshwar Timalsina. Let us watch and rejoice the AV clip on the illustrious life and times of Professor Sthaneshwar Timalsina. Lights off, please, and the AV clip.
In the Himalayas, where ancient whispers merge with modern inquiry, Dr. Sthaneshwar Timalsina emerges as a bridge between eras, connecting timeless wisdom with contemporary thought. A scholar, philosopher, and consecrated tantric acharya, his life is a tapestry woven with threads of spiritual wisdom. A global torchbearer of Hindu philosophy, Dr. Sthaneshwar's journey embodies the fusion of tradition and innovation. It is a lens for perceiving the infinite through the finite. Dr. Sthaneshwar hails from Nalang, Nepal, where he was born to Pandit Teka Prasad Timalsina and Srimati Prem Kumari. Surrounded by nature, he grew up revering Mother Earth, and this connection to the land grounded his journey in simplicity and humility.
As a gardener, yes, quite literally, whose greenhouses are an extension of his very being. To him, to nurture is not a choice, it's a way of life.
I met him and I just felt like so comforted immediately. Like he just had this kindness, and it just got me really excited about taking his class.
Accomplished scholar in the fields of Indian philosophy, consciousness studies, tantric studies, but also a extremely accomplished practitioner and teacher within the lineage of Kashmiri Shaivism.
Dr. Sthaneshwar's formative years were shaped in a Gurukula, where his father taught Shukla Yajurveda. Immersed in Vedic tradition, he received his initial Shaiva initiation from his father, connecting him to a lineage rooted in Nepal's Kalikram tradition. Trained and consecrated with Sarvadikara Sarva Samrajya Diksha, he was formally recognized as a Shaivacharya within the Nepali Sarvamnaya order, initiated by Prem Chetan of Baglang and Shankar Chaitanya Bharati of Kashmir. His yoga guru, Kappad Baba, guided his inner journey through spiritual discipline and wisdom. Today, Dr. Sthaneshwar is married to Srimati Gayatri Devi and is the proud father of their daughter Nitya and son Ishan.
I want to share some memories about my dad. You might know him as a gifted scholar and professor, but what you might not know is that growing up with him really shaped my love for learning. So I want to share a few memories that really stuck out to me. At 4 years old, I was sitting with my dad learning the Ashtadhyayi, Paranini Sanskrit grammar, and it felt like solving a puzzle together. He would break down the sutras with so much patience, and that passion for teaching started very early for him. At age 13, he left his village to study in Kathmandu, eventually Banaras and other places, and chased education with everything he had. And that drive of his made education the heart of our home. His excitement for ideas has always been contagious, and I've always loved learning because of that. I always cherished going with him to campus, where he would recite stotras or debate with his colleagues, and he has inspired students all over the world, but with me, he's always sharing big ideas and challenging my way of thinking. And the best part about going to campus with him, or either of my parents, was that we would get momos almost every time, and I would munch on them while they talked and just kind of soaked in the deep thoughts and the special joys. You know, it was pretty amazing. As I grew up, my dad also taught me to read and translate texts like Kalidasa's Avigyana Shakuntalam, the Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita, some others, and I translated them from Sanskrit to English and back. And we would dive into the verses, just unpacking the meaning layer by layer. And to his students, again, he was a brilliant scholar. He is a brilliant scholar who has brought philosophy and so much wisdom to life, but for me, he was just teaching me how to think deeply about everything, to question everything. And those lessons really built my love for philosophical inquiry and showed me the power of ideas and being curious and always open. So reflecting now, I'm really grateful for how he has learned and taught, and from his journey at age 13 to guiding me and countless students, he has shown me that education really connects the world.
Dr. Sthaneshwar deepened his studies at Mahindra Sanskrit University, mastering Sanskrit grammar and literature. He later pursued a master's degree in classical Indian philosophy in Varanasi, specializing in yoga and tantra.
He has great expertise in Indian philosophy, in Tantra, in modern Western philosophy, psychology, language and linguistics, literature, and all of these things combined with modern cognitive science.
He received his PhD from Martin Luther University, Germany, where he explored Advaita Vedanta's Drishti Shrishti doctrine. His dissertation, Seeing an Appearance, examined perception and reality, while his book Consciousness in Indian Philosophy connected Advaita and Buddhist epistemologies. For over 20 years, Dr. Sthaneshwar has awakened many minds, from the halls of UC Santa Barbara to San Diego State University. Currently at Stony Brook University, he carries forth his vision with continued passion and purpose.
He holds the Nirmal and Augustina Mattu Distinguished Endowed Chair in Classical Indic Humanities in the Department of Asian and Asian American Studies at Stony Brook University, New York. It has been our pleasure and a privilege to have him as a colleague in the department.
A leading scholar of Hinduism, Tantra, and consciousness, he has published over 80 works on Advaita, Tantra, and Indian philosophy.
His scholarship has ventured into the deepest terrains of consciousness, metaphor, tantra, and language. Yet what truly sets him apart is that he does not just study these traditions, he inhabits them.
Through his Vimarsha Foundation, he has created a modern Gurukula, making ancient wisdom accessible and understandable to many students worldwide.
Early days of Vimarsha Foundation. I still vividly remember those early days of helping Dr. Thimal Sinha launch the Vimarsha Foundation and many of the wonderful courses that he teaches. We used to work at a makeshift home studio in his garage. We often recorded his teachings in the mountains of Southern California. We edited videos and we shared his profound knowledge with the world.
Professor also teaches as an acharya. And so the creation of the Vimarsha Foundation that goes through the classic agamas and the shastras and teaches them in the traditional way in light of commentaries is very important, because there's limits to what we can do in the traditional structures of academia. And so in that way, it's not just a matter of doing scholarship, where scholarship is seen as a relatively detached sort of perspective that's focusing on books and analyses, but allowing students, broadly conceived, a way to enter into these teachings and live them for themselves, I think is another extremely important contribution to scholarship.
His works such as Tantra Gwara, Samvatastva, and Chamunda Satakam synthesize and preserve the complex Shakta and Kaula traditions. With insightful dialogues, Dr. Sthaneshwar brings Sanatana Dharma to the global stage. For example, his discourse on Satyam Shivam Sundaram reconnects modernity with timeless truth. As a Shaivacharya, he safeguards initiatory traditions while facilitating critical inquiry. Dharma, he asserts, is not blind faith, but reasoned devotion. From the Gurukulas of Nepal to contemporary learning centers, Dr. Sthaneshwar walks the razor's edge between tradition and innovation. His life is a testament to Sanatana Dharma's timelessness, a reminder that the eternal is not static, but a river, ever adapting, yet unbroken. His work is marked by a unique blend of depth, accessibility, and a commitment to timeless wisdom, positioning him as a global steward of Sanatana Dharma. With deepest respect, Sat Sankalpa Foundation celebrates a true source of inspiration, a visionary who continues to light the way for others with the belief that a path appears to you when you start walking. Dr. Sthaneshwar, thank you for accepting the Shivananda Smriti Puraskar Award for 2025.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Momentarily, we will invite everybody onto the stage for the felicitations. I now would request our second awardee of the day, Professor Sthaneshwar Thimal Sinha ji, and his wife, Srimati Gayatri Thimal Sinha ji, to be accompanied by our Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Piyush Singh, Consul, Press, Information and Culture Consulate General of India, New York, to the stage, as well as our Honorable and Pujya Guruji, Sridhar Talapaka Garu and Padma Talapaka Garu. I now take the pleasure to invite Shri Dr. Prashant Mandela Garu, who will be your MC to conduct the proceedings for this part of the felicitations.
So the MDs are done. Now it's turn of PhDs. So there's an MD here, Dr. Jayaprakash Narayan Garu. He thinks like a PhD, but he's an MD. All right. Thank you, Guru Garu, Padma Garu, and the organizing committee for giving me this wonderful opportunity to read the citation for Dr. Thimal Sinha. I am Dr. Mandela, nothing to do with South Africa or Nelson Mandela. My last name is Mandela. I am a professor of pharmaceutical sciences at the Massachusetts College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences. It is truly a joy and an honor to play a role in recognizing and celebrating the accomplishments of a distinguished colleague. As PhDs, we are often humorously referred to as poor home doctors. I took 6 years to complete my PhD, and for the last 6 years, I'm trying to convince my daughter that I'm a doctor. I'm yet to convince her, but I'm still trying. All right. Our work and impact sometimes go unrecognized beyond the walls of our classroom and laboratories. However, recognition like this has the power to rejuvenate our sense of purpose, reignite our enthusiasm, and renew the vigor that fuel our academic journey. Rooted in the eternal wisdom of Sanatana Dharma, Dr. Timalsina embodies the harmonious union of ancient wisdom and contemporary thought. His profound mastery of sacred traditions, coupled with scholarly rigor, has kindled a global resurgence of interest in Tantra and Hindu philosophy. Through his teachings, writings, and visionary leadership, the eternal principles of Sanatana Dharma continue to illuminate the spiritual, intellectual journeys of seekers across the world. Born in Nalang, Nepal, Dr. Timalsina received traditional training and consecration as a Saivacharya within the Nepali Sarvamanya order. His early life was shaped by both lineage-based initiation and academic excellence, blending the living traditions of Dharma with scholarly inquiry. Deeply rooted in the study of Sanskrit and classical Indian philosophy, his academic journey led him to earn a master's degree from Sampurnananda Sanskrit University in Varanasi, followed by a PhD in classical Indian philosophy from Martin Luther University in Germany. So he went west to learn about East. Dr. Timalsina founded the Department of Tantric Studies at Nepal Sanskrit University in Kathmandu, institutionalizing the study of esoteric traditions in Nepal. In 2019, he established the Vimarsha Foundation, a global platform dedicated to the teaching, research, and preservation of Sanskrit philosophical literature and Dharma traditions. His appointment as the Nirmal K. and Agustina Moto Endowed Chair in Classical Indic Humanities at Stony Brook University in 2023 further affirms his leadership and vision in the field. He has made significant contributions to the field of Hindu philosophy through more than 80 scholarly articles and several landmark publications. His major works include Seeing and Appearance, A History of Advaita Doctrine of Drishti Srishti, Consciousness in Indian Philosophy, Languages of Images, Meaning and Visualization in Tantras, and Tantric Visual Culture, a Cognitive Approach. Satsankalpa Foundation firmly believes that Dr. Timalsina's lifelong dedication to Sanatana Dharma will continue to serve as an everlasting beacon for scholars, practitioners, and seekers for generations to come. The Sivananda Smriti Puraskar is conferred upon individuals who have rendered exceptional service in preserving and promoting the eternal spirit of Sanatana Dharma, both in public life and personal practice. In recognition of his profound legacy, Satsankalpa Foundation is deeply honored to confer upon Dr. Timalsina the Sivananda Smriti Puraskar for the year 2025, a tribute to his luminous path, a true inspiration for generations to come. Please join me in giving him a big round of applause. I now respectfully invite Guru Garu, Padma Garu, and Sri Piyush Singh Garu to kindly come forward and felicitate Dr. Timalsina. I now cordially invite Dr. Timalsina to share his words of wisdom with this esteemed gathering.
Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sri Guru Shishebhyo Namaha. I bow to you all. I'm humbled by the honor you have bestowed upon me, and love and care I have received from so many friends. I'm but a thread in the long chain of rishis, the lineage cultivated by many gurus, acharyas, and siddhas. On this auspicious occasion, I would like to invoke the path of the rishis, the eternally rejuvenating Ganges flowing from the top of the Himalayas, nourished by the tapas of rishis, enlightening all the living souls. The word rishi has always intrigued me, from the verbal root ri in the meaning of dynamism, or rishi is a dynamic unfolding of the truth, of the absolute. A rishi is also a human being like any of us, confronting human problems, human limitations of lust and anger. Vishwamitra could not handle lust. Durvasa could not handle anger. But with his deep ardor, with the strength of his own tapas, a rishi rises above the human conditions, recognizes reality, and dares to climb over the status even of gods. And with the nectar or soma of eternal wisdom, a rishi becomes an eternal star that guides us. This is the occasion for us to invoke rishis and for us to bring back the lineage and the wisdom of rishis so that we can give a new trajectory for being in the world, a new ethos for living, something new to seek, a new teleology for life, a new meaning for what it means to exist in the world. A rishi, by his tapas, recognizes his own embodiment as a mirror image of the totality. The insights he gains is that kaya, or the body, is not subordinate to any other knowledge. His mastery of speech leads him to reveal the mantras. He becomes one with the speech, the divine unfolding, and what he sings becomes mantra, and what he says becomes the reality. And through him, mantras express themselves through him. What or speech in rishis finds its melody, its chandas, and the speech that is unconstructed now finds its structure, and this is where the chaos discovers meaning. The mind or chitta is where a rishi sees the mirrored totality, and what his mind reflects is the flow in which the cosmos unfolds, the process through which rishi, the pure dynamism in the human body, discovers directionality, unfolds in temporality, and recognizes itself as an expression of the totality. Can we bring back the era of the rishis? I am not talking about the caves and forests or some terrible curse. I'm talking about the truth of Satyakama Jabala, of Vishwamitra's dedication and Vasishta's power over gods. From Dattatreya, we learn the truth from many teachers, and from Bhrigu and Angiras, we learn the necessity of tapas, of ardor at the center of our life. Bhrigu and Angiras do not see tapas as merely a human effort, but see the entire cosmos moving and functioning with tapas towards a total awakening. When young, Bhrigu approaches his father Varuna for all enlightening knowledge. Rather than handing down this knowledge to his beloved son, Varuna asks Bhrigu to realize it by means of tapas. In the last 30 years, I have taught several thousand students in 6 different universities. Today, we feed knowledge. We are still not satisfied with the pace in which we educate, as we imagine a future where we can simply have an implant for us to access all the information that humanity has created. Yes, a transhuman future where we live as part machines. But this is not the course of realization. This is not something that gives us the insight of the totality mirroring within us. The more we take the course of the objectified knowledge and information-based education model, the more we are turning schools into factories and turning humans into machines. In the time of rishis, they dreamt of becoming gods. Today, we want to turn ourselves into machines. Realization comes with tapas, and today we lack tapas. We are cutting short the path of experience, of challenge in every walk of our life, be it in politics or business, in school or hospital. Our problem is not an individual problem. We need to rediscover the path of rishis. We need education for transformation, and we need tapas to be integral to our education system. The world of rishis is very different from our own today. Rishis could not afford any luxury of their times, but chose to live in the basics. With their words, they caused monarchs to tremble, but chose to live in a hermitage. Giving up all his wealth and luxury, Yajnavalkya tells his wife Maitreyi, everything we love is for the sake of the Atman. This Atman is not the ego that we fulfill today, but it is not the mind that drives us to make all its fantasies real. With realization of the Atman, a rishi becomes one with the totality, recognizes reality. We need to invoke the ethos of rishis and dream our life guided by tyaga, sacrifice. And for that, we need a new model of education where we bring the absolute into our everyday life and in every mode of being in the world. Siddhas are the accomplished people. Rishis are siddhas. We have devaluated accomplishment, and we call someone accomplished for having some skills or being rich or powerful using those skills. Our accomplishment comes from our ability to transcend the ego and be able to see the welfare of the others as the basic requirement for our own individual existence. However, our accomplishment today comes at the cost of others. And what we consider as accomplishment does not make us fulfilled. What should be the goal of life? Purnata pratyavijna, recognition of fullness. To be replete within oneself, to have only love and compassion pouring out of our being is what marks this fullness. No matter how educated we are today, we are focused more and more on our personal goals at the cost of others. We need to rediscover our values, and for this, we can revitalize the wisdom of rishis. Rishis were not aloof from their societies. They were actively guiding and training kings and princes. They were the teachers, innovators, lawgivers, and doctors of their times. We all have our walks of life, our small jobs, our little hut, and a family. Rishis were also householders. What made them different from us is what we have lost, the power of speech. We have lost mantras from within us. We have lost the rhythm of life and are living with empty words, expressing love and forgiveness and masking our inner composition with some fake smiles. Our everyday life demands fakeness, and rishis are real. They lived a real life. When they were in love, they loved. And when they were annoyed, they got mad. What made them rishis is not because they were reserved in time and place. The very definition of the term demands dynamism. They were dynamic for their time. They confronted orthodoxy but did not confront the truth. They questioned in mantras where what exists is being or non-being. They asked whether even the absolute has knowledge of where the world comes from. Dirghatamas questioned, when people invoke gods in many names, to whom shall I make the offerings? They did not pose themselves as all-knowing. When the king Janaka offers 1,000 cows for one who knows the most, Yagyavalkya only says, I need these cows for my students. He does not claim to have the knowledge of the absolute. I ask my students to learn to grow something, for we have separated humanity from nature, and this is about the time we bring them back. I ask my students to form a kula or a family among themselves, as we need our Gurukula, the family of our wisdom lineage. I ask my students to practice seva, for we have taught them selfishness for too long. I have met people who are poor and fulfilled, and others who are rich and empty from within. We all may not be rich, but we all can be successful if our mission is deeper and focused on self-realization. Our education systems describe nature, but we have left knowledge of the self outside of our curriculum. It is about time that we make students realize that we can have them both. We can have mastery over both the para and apara vidyas, the knowledge that helps us live successfully in our times, and the insights that help us recognize fullness within us. When I reflect back, my own childhood in a small Gurukula has shaped my whole being. Every time I get excited with new insights, I find their roots in the teachings of my gurus. I may be a scholar in America. I always feel the entire Bharata breathing through my being. For those of us committed to walk in the path of rishis, our prayers are the prayers to move from unreal to what is real, from darkness to light, and from death towards immortality. The more we can live an authentic life, the more we live as a rishi. The more we can shun away from the darkness of ignorance, the more we live with love and joy in our life. The more we discover harmony among us and feel our singularity with all the hearts, the more we live an immortal life. Separation is death. Unity is immortality. May we all be one in the journey to rediscover the wisdom of rishis. Asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful words. And I, being a faculty, I completely agree with your analogy that our educational institutions are turning out to be factories and our students are becoming machines. But there is workaround, which is sort of trying to fix that problem. Hopefully, it makes inroads. Now I would call upon Murli Garu to kindly take the program forward. Thank you.
It's wonderful to come to the concluding part of the Guru Smriti Puraskar awardees. We are just left with this one award. Actually, this the third and final award for this year for Guru Smriti Puraskar, Dr. Sharada Sunti, Srimati Sharada Sunti is the recipient. I'll just give a brief about her, and I just want to say that due to unforeseen circumstances, we do not have her in our midst here today. However, we did make all the arrangements to ensure that Satsankalpa Foundation made it a point and a personal trip to go to Illinois at her doorstep to provide her with the award citation, and a few weeks ago, and it's amazing that we were able to do it. Our Puja Guruji and Guruma Sridhar Talapaka Garu and Padma Sridhar Garu went to Illinois, but I'll just want to quickly go over the citation first, and then we'll have the AV.
అంతరాంతరములించి చూచిన పిండంతే నిప్పటి అన్నట్లు అంటాడు అన్నమాచార్య. పూర్ణ దగ్గర చాలా పిండి ఉంది. సంగీతం కానివ్వండి, సాహిత్యం కానివ్వండి, నృత్యం కానివ్వండి, లలిత కళలు కానివ్వండి, వేదాంతం కానివ్వండి, వేదజ్ఞానం కానివ్వండి, ఏదైనా సరే చాలా చాలా పిండి ఉంది. ఆ పిండి నుంచే ఎన్నో నిప్పట్లు వచ్చాయి. రకరకాల పుస్తకాల్ని పబ్లిష్ చేయగలిగింది.
Across generations and continents, certain individuals become living bridges, connecting the timeless beauty of tradition with the evolving spirit of present. Dr. Sharda Purna Sonti is one such extraordinary individual, a scholar, a poet, a musician, an educator, and a cultural visionary whose journey has illuminated countless lives across the world.
శారద నామధేయ భరతపుత్రి సాహితీ సంగీత నృత్య విద్యలను నేర్పించి అభినందించి వేడుకలను వేదికలపై అలరారు ముద్దుగా తీర్చి ప్రముఖ గాయక గాయనీమణులతో అనేక సదస్సులు గావించి భారత అమెరికాల మధ్య అతి సులువుగా వంతెనలు ఏర్పరిచి ఉభయ దేశాల కీర్తి మన్ననలు అందుకున్న శారద అతి ప్రతిభావంతురాలు.
Born in Tirupati and raised in Visakhapatnam, she grew up in a family deeply anchored in India's classical traditions. Her grandfather, Brahmasri Susarla Surya Bhagavad Shankara Shastri Garu, was a revered Vedic scholar who introduced her to Sanskrit and the Vedas. Her early induction into these teachings deeply shaped the course of her life.
At a very young age, we were all exposed to Indian classical and light music, Indian scriptures, culture and traditions by our mother, late Srimati Sita Devi. She would make us sit in the veranda and sing during power cuts. Most of us have retained the interest in these areas, but our sister Sharada took it to a totally different level. I would say that her indomitable will, tenacity, and high energy are the traits that are responsible for all her achievements.
బ్రహ్మశ్రీ విశ్వనాథ అచ్యుత దేవరాయలు గారి శిష్యురాలై వేదాన్ని అభ్యసించడం ఎంత సాహసం! ఈనాడు వేదవాదినిగా గుర్తింపబడడం ఎంత అపూర్వం!
Dr. Sharda Purna married Dr. Sriram Sonti in 1974 and moved to the US in 1975. They have two daughters, Sita Sonti and Siri Sonti.
Manasa Vacha Karmana, thoughts, words and deeds. They led by example, and it was very awe-inspiring to see them do that and spread their love and joy through whatever they did.
She earned 2 doctoral degrees, a PhD in Telugu literature and another one in Sanskrit, both awarded with top honors. She later pursued a doctorate of literature and musicology, exploring the intersections of language, sound and consciousness.
అక్కగారు శ్రీమతి శారదాపూర్ణ గారిని నేను చదువుల తల్లి అని సంబోధిస్తాను. మా సాహిత్య ఆరాధకులలో, ముఖ్యంగా మహిళలలో అంత చదువరి అరుదు.
పూర్ణకి గురు కృప చాలా అపారం. ఎక్రాల కృష్ణమాచార్యులు గారు, గణపతి సచ్చిదానంద స్వామి, ఉత్తాళం పీఠాధిపతులు, మాడుగుల నాగమణి శర్మ గారు, విశ్వనాథ అచ్యుతదేవరాయలు గారు, శివానందమూర్తి గారు, ఒకరేమిటి ఎంతోమంది గురువుల దగ్గర చాలా నేర్చుకుంది.
Knowledge is a responsibility to be cultivated with dedication and shared with purpose. Dr. Sharda has authored over 30 books spanning research, poetry, translations, and philosophical commentary. Among her many contributions is the ongoing work Aksharapadiyam, a deep study on the philosophy and science of sound. Complementing her scholarly pursuits is a deep commitment to artistic expression. She is an accomplished poet, vocalist, and a respected Veena artist. Her artistry and deep insights move in harmony, each enriching the other, bringing in a rare depth and resonance. Dr. Sharda moved to United States on a mission to carry Indian culture across borders without letting it lose its essence. She founded Sapna, Sri Annamacharya Project of North America, a non-profit that has served as a platform for Telugu devotional music and literature for over 3 decades. Through Sonti Renaissance International Foundation, the Veena Global Council and the Chicago Veda Vidya Parishad, she has created platforms for learning and cultural celebration. Her leadership at the Center of Telugu Studies in Chicago, affiliated with Sri Potti Sriramulu Telugu University, brought formal language education to the diaspora. She is also the founder and educator of Brahmi, a multilingual literary journal that nurtures emerging voices from around the world. Behind these institutions stands a woman of quiet strength and resilience, whether conducting workshops for young learners, curating editorial projects, or organizing interfaith events. Dr. Sharda Purna Sonti leads by example, not through titles, but through consistent service.
శారదా పూర్ణ గారు ఎందరో విద్వాంసులను, సాహిత్యవేత్తలను, కవి తల్లజులను, నాట్య శిరోమణులను, సంగీత సరస్వతులను, విమర్శక అగ్రగణ్యులను తదితర రంగాలలో నిష్ణాతులైన వారిని సభకు ఆహ్వానించి బిరుదులను ప్రసాదించి సక్రమంగా సన్మానించి వారి కళకు సార్థకతను, వారికి ఆనందాన్ని చేకూర్చారు.
Her journey has not been without its challenges, from writing her thesis at midnight while raising her children to building cultural institutions in unfamiliar terrain. Her life is a living example of how conviction, humility, and purpose can create waves of lasting impact.
She is truly the backbone of these Veena festivals, which have grown to such prominence that the US Congress declared May 6th as Veena Day in the United States. To say these festivals owe their rise to Shardaji's dedication is an understatement.
Through her work, Dr. Sharda Purna Sonti invites us to not only celebrate our heritage, but to carry it forward. She reminds us that culture is something that's not merely inherited, but it is to be lived and shared for generations to come.
ఈనాడు చిరంజీవి సౌభాగ్యవతి శారదా పూర్ణను సంకల్ప ఫౌండేషన్ వారు శ్రీ శివానంద స్మృతి పురస్కారంతో సత్కరించనున్నట్లు వినడం ఎంతైనా ఆనందంగా ఉంది.
So many congratulations. I'm so happy to hear that you're being felicitated by the award from Sri Kandukuri Sivanandamurthy garu.
హాయ్ పూర్ణక్క, నువ్వు కందుకూరి శివానందమూర్తి గారికి స్మృతి పురస్కారానికి ఎంపికైన విషయం ఈ మధ్య తెలిసింది. వినగానే ఆనందంతో మాటలు రావటం లేదు తెలుసా.
As she receives the Shivananda Smriti Puraskar, Purnapadma, our family is so proud of the impact that you have made across multiple disciplines, as well as the lives you've touched with your passion, knowledge, and wisdom.
And I would like to congratulate my aunt on receiving the Shivananda Smriti Puraskar Award. Dr. Sonti has been an integral part of my life since I was born, and has been a part of nearly every major moment of my life.
Congratulations, Atta. This is so wonderful. Very, very nice. You totally deserve this award.
Hi, Atta. Congratulations on a lifetime of amazing accomplishments. Dr. Sharda Purna Sonti.
Many congratulations to Dr. Sarada Sonti, who is my dear Purna Penny, on being presented this award.
Hi, Atta. Congratulations on receiving the Sivananda Smriti Puraskar, one of many well-deserved accolades in your life.
Today, as we honor her with the Shivananda Smriti Puraskar, we are in truth honoring a timeless Atman, a soul who has taken human form.
I congratulate the Satsankalp Foundation for choosing to honor Shardaji's with this prestigious award, and extend my heartfelt congratulations to Shardaji for receiving this well-deserved recognition.
Puraskrita Pradatri cha asti. Srimachai Dr. Sonti Sharda Purna Devyai Satsankalpa Foundation Pachatah Sri Sadguru Sivananda Smriti Puraskarah iti anena sammanyate iti srutva వయం సర్వే అత్యంతం హర్షపులకితాంగాః స్మః. అస్య పురస్కారస్య కృతే సా అతీవ యోగ్యా భవతి.
I'm so lucky to have a mentor like her in my life who challenges me and pushes me to be my best self. Thank you so much, Auntie, for everything.
Mrs. Santi is a blessing to this world, to this community, and I'm always indebted to her for her service to the arts.
I congratulate her on a very well deserved award.
సత్సంకల్ప ట్రస్ట్ డాక్టర్ సొంటి శారదా పూర్ణకు శివానంద స్మృతి పురస్కార ప్రదానం చేయటం అస్మదాదులకెంతో ముదావహమైన విషయం.
వేద వేదాంత సాహిత్య సౌహిత్య సువిచక్షణం సద్గురుం శ్రీ శివానంద స్వామినం ప్రణతోస్మ్యహం. సద్గురుం శ్రీ శివానంద స్వామినం ప్రణతోస్మ్యహం. అయితే శ్రీ శివానంద స్వామి వారి దయకు పాత్రురాలైనటువంటి ఆమెకు సత్సంకల్ప ఫౌండేషన్ వారి ఆధ్వర్యంలో శ్రీ శివానంద స్మృతి పురస్కారం అందించడం, ఆమె సగౌరవంగా సగర్వంగా అందుకోవటం, అది ఆమెకు భగవత్ సంకల్పంగా భావిస్తున్నాను. సత్సంకల్ప ఫౌండేషన్ కార్యనిర్వాహకులకు, తదధ్యక్షులకు, తదితర నిర్వాహక వర్గానికి నా అభినందన మందారాలు, అభివందనాలు. ఇలాంటి ఎందరో కళాకృషీవులకు పురస్కారాలని అందిస్తూ పురోభివృద్ధిగా చిరకాలం ఆ సత్సంకల్ప ఫౌండేషన్ నిలవాలని, సత్సంకల్ప తరువై విలసిల్లాలని, మున్ముందు కాలాల వారికి ఒక స్ఫూర్తిదాయకంగా కావాలని నేను ఆకాంక్షిస్తున్నాను.
Today, as we gather for Bharatheeyatha 2025, Satsankalpa Foundation is honored to present Dr. Sharda Purna Sonti with the Sivananda Smriti Puraskar. Dr. Sharda's life is not just an achievement, it's an offering, and through that offering, thousands have discovered connection, meaning, and inspiration.
See, ladies and gentlemen, even though we did not have the physical presence of Dr. Sharada Purna Sonti Garu in our midst today due to unavoidable circumstances, you have seen the energy in the AV and the well wishes that were outpouring from celebrities. And we would now like to go ahead and read the citation, after which we'll play another AV wherein we will show you how the felicitations were carried out at her home a few weeks ago. So here we go with the citation. Please pay your rapt attention to the same. A distinguished and inspiring personality in literature and classical arts, Dr. Sharada Purna Sonti has dedicated her life to enriching and promoting India's artistic and linguistic heritage. Through her work in language, music, philosophy, and community service, she has brought clarity, depth, and beauty to every endeavor. With a passionate vision, she has built bridges across continents, cultures, and generations, sharing Indian heritage with countless hearts and minds around the world. Born in 1951 in Tirupati and raised in Visakhapatnam, Dr. Sharada grew up in a family immersed in India's literary and spiritual traditions. Early learning under her grandfather, Brahmasri Susarla Surya Bhagavat Shankara Shastri Garu, and other renowned scholars laid the foundation for her lifelong journey through Sanskrit, Telugu, Vedanta, and arts. Her academic achievements include PhDs in Telugu and Sanskrit, awarded with top honors, and a Doctor of Literature in Musicology. An accomplished poet, vocalist, and a distinguished Veena artist, Dr. Sharada Sonti has been a delegate to the Parliament of the World's Religions, representing Sanatana Dharma globally. Author of over 30 significant works, Dr. Sharada Sonti's most celebrated titles include Nadanandam, Tallapaka Annamacharyuni Nritya Sangeeta Kalabhyana, Purnamidam, Pratichi Naishimham, and Akshara Pradiyam. Her translations of Meghadutam and Chanakya Niti Sahasri have made timeless classics accessible to today's readers. A committed leader within the Indian diaspora, she founded SAPNA, the Sri Foundation, Veena Global Council, Chicago Veda Vidya Parishad, and the Center for Telugu Studies. Besides being an editor of Brahmi, a multilingual journal, she also leads Sonti Publications. Sapna has been recognized by heads of the state, US Congress members, global institutions, and the President of the United States, a testament to her cultural prowess. Her work has earned honors including the Paul Harris Award, recognition among the top 10 living Telugu legends in the USA, and the top 15 Women of Excellence by US Congressman Danny K. Davis. She also became the first Hindu woman commissioner to the Civic Board of Illinois. In acknowledgement of such a remarkable legacy, Satsankalpa Foundation Incorporation is honored to present Dr. Sharada Purna Sonti with the Sivananda Smriti Puraskar for the year 2025. Let's give a big round of applause. Viewers are watching. Sonti Garu may also be watching, and we deeply congratulate her for this award. This award is bestowed upon individuals who have made exceptional contributions towards the preservation of arts, culture, and the spirit of Sanatana Dharma, both in public life and personal practice. The foundation is confident that Dr. Sharada Purna Sonti's inspiration and inspiring contributions will continue to echo through times, motivating future generations to stay deeply connected to the wealth of Indian culture and heritage. So with that, we come to the conclusion, but I'd like to now get the lights dimmed so that we can go and see the actual felicitations that took place in Illinois a few weeks ago and relive those moments. The AV, please. Please get the lights dimmed.
సంకల్ప ఫౌండేషన్ పేరు సంస్థ పేరు భారతీయత 2025 ఈ సంవత్సరం. భారతీయత అనేది మన యాన్యువల్ ఈవెంట్ పేరు అన్నమాట. శివానంద స్మృతి పురస్కార్ అనేది అవార్డు పేరు. ఇక్కడ మీరు ఇక్కడ మీరు చేసిన పనిలో ఒక 100% ఏదో మాకు తెలిసిన 2 ముక్కలు రాసుకున్నాము. సంస్థ లోగో అమ్మవారు.
గురువు గారి కేవలం గురువు గారి వాక్యం నిలబెట్టారు. వారు చెప్పిన ప్రతి మాట, వారు చదివారు లేదో నాకు తెలియదండి, వారి గ్రంథాలన్నీ చదవాలి. ప్రతి మాట చదవకపోతే నేను పాఠం చెప్తాను. నేను ఉన్నంతకాలం నేను చెప్తాను. చాలా అవసరం. మన జీవితానికి 4 ప్రధానం: వేదం, ధర్మం, శాస్త్రం, కర్మం. ఏ కాలం తప్పకూడదు. వేదం అంటే మీకు తెలుసు, వేదం అంటే మనం సృష్టించింది కాదు. ధర్మం అంటే వేదం మనకిచ్చింది. మూడోది శాస్త్రం. శాస్త్రాన్ని దాటిన ఏది ధర్మము కాదు, వేదము కాదు. చివరికి కర్మం. ఏ కర్మాన్ని మనం దాటకూడదు చివరి ఊపిరి దాకా. గురువు గారు చెప్పిన మాట, నువ్వు చెయ్యగలవు కాబట్టి నీ దాకా వచ్చింది, చివరి దాకా చెయ్యి. ఈ శరీరంతో ఇంకా పని లేదు. మనకున్నది ప్రాణం ఒక్కటే కాదండి, ప్రాణం ఒక్కటే కాదు, మనకి 4 ఉన్నాయి: మనస్సు, వాక్కు, మనస్సు, మన 4 ఏంటి?
బుద్ధి,
చిత్తము, బుద్ధి. ఈ 4టిని కలిపి కళ్ళపోసి 6వ ఇంద్రియమైంది మనః షష్టాని ఇంద్రియాణి. 6వ ఇంద్రియము ఏదైతే ఉందో ఈ 4 ఏకమై 6వ ఇంద్రియమైంది. 6వ ఇంద్రియము అంటే మనస్సు. మనస్సు అనేది ధర్మంతో కూడింది, శాస్త్రంతో కూడింది, వేదంతో కూడింది, కర్మంతో కూడింది. అంచేత ఆ మనసుని రక్షించుకుంటూ గురువులను సేవిస్తూ మనం ముందుకు వెళ్ళాలి. ఇది గురువు గారి పాఠం నేను నేర్చుకున్నది. అదే నన్ను ఈనాడు నడిపించింది. ఈ వీటన్నింటికి నాకు అడుగడుగునా తోడైన ఆయన తోడుగా చేయి పట్టుకుని 50 ఏళ్ళు నడిపా. 50 సంవత్సరాల వివాహ వార్షికోత్సవం ఉందని. ఇంకా భగవంతుడు ఏం చెప్తున్నాడంటే, నువ్వు చెయ్యవలసింది చేసావు, ఇంకా చివరి దాకా చెయ్యి. శరీర ఆరోగ్యంతో ఏమీ పని లేదు, పని చెయ్యడమే నీ కర్తవ్యం. అది నాకు చెప్పలేదండి, ప్రపంచానికి చెప్పారు ఆయన. ప్రతి ఒక్కరికి చెప్తున్నారు, ప్రతి జీవికి చెప్తున్నారు. అంచేత ఇది చాలా అవసరం. తప్పకుండా ఈ 4 మనని నడిపించాలి. జ్ఞాపకం పెట్టుకోవాలి: వేదం, ధర్మం, శాస్త్రం, కర్మం. ఈ 4 భగవంతుడు, మన గురువులు మనకిచ్చారు, ఋషులు మనకిచ్చారు, వేద ఋషులు మనకిచ్చారు. వారందరికీ నిత్యం నమస్కారం చేసుకోవాలి మనం నిత్యం. వీటన్నిటిని మించి ఆ పరమాత్మ, ఆ పరమశివుడు ఆయన చాలా ప్రశాంతంగా నవ్వుతూ మనల్ని చూస్తూ అనునిత్యం మనని ఆశీర్వదిస్తున్నారు. ఆ పరమశివుడి ఆశీర్వచనం మనకు కావాలి. ఆ ఆశీర్వచనాన్ని మన గురువు గారు మనకిచ్చారు. శివుని యొక్క ఆశీర్వచనమే మనకిచ్చారు. అది మనం తీసుకుందాం. నేనేం చేయాలన్నారు? గురువు గారు మిమ్మల్ని పంపించారు. గురువుగా నిలబడండి, గురుస్థానంలో చేరండి, మీరే గురువు అవ్వండి. ఆ గురుస్థానంలో ఉండి ఈ నాలుగింటిని ఏకం చేసి మనోబుద్ధి చిత్త అహంకారాలాగానే ఈ నాలుగింటిని ఏకం చేసి ఈ ప్రపంచంలో కాస్త శాంతిని, సనాతన ధర్మాన్ని, సనూతన ధర్మాన్ని, సనాతన ధర్మం, సనూతన ధర్మం కావాలి. అది గురువులు మాత్రమే చేయాలి. దయచేసి చేయండి. గురువు గారికి సాష్టాంగం చేస్తున్నాను. ఏం చెప్పాలో నాకు తెలియదు.
That was the AV that we just witnessed, a soul steering AV. I would personally request all of you in the audience to just give her a standing ovation as a mark of respect to the Doyen lady who has been just awarded with this year's Guru Smriti Puraskar. Sivananda Guruji's blessings are there upon her, and we are blessed to receive this kind of a message from her. Dharmam, Vedam, Shastram, and Karmam, the four pillars to guide our lifestyle. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please take your seats.